What's happening,
Yo,
party people?
what's going on?
Nothing.
Oh, there we go. I'm trying to. I'm back on my old computer. Trying
Mangler's back in the studio.
back on the old shit.
You can't monetize and curse in like the first few minutes, just so you know.
Why is that?
So it's just how these things work, dude.
Well,
But anyway, um,
whatever.
so what's happening?
Um, I don't know. I mean, world's a crazy place. That's all it is to it. I mean, today they released Down syndrome Barbie.
I'm
I
sorry,
don't
what?
know how I feel about it. I'm kind of conflicted. It's the
I'm sorry,
topic
what?
of my today. Mattel released Down syndrome Barbie, and I'm kind of conflicted about it. And like I'm not sure if it's good, if it's bad. I mean, I understand that we want to represent all people, and I think that's a wonderful thing. Um, but I don't know if it's a different enough to.
It just
I
looks
don't know.
like Barbie, bro.
I know it's not really that different.
Um, this is not how we pull people in, I don't think. But
Well, I mean, hey, we're all representative. Everybody is, somebody,
yeah,
and
but like that looks like Barbie, bro.
that's kind of what I thought. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
not seeing it. Sorry, don't get it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not picking up whatever you're putting down on that one. So
Uh,
maybe on a slightly more tangential note, what returns this weekend?
F1, the
There you
F1,
go. The
unlimited
Formula One.
engines.
Is that a new thing?
Yes.
I haven't been on the news with
Yeah.
that recently.
So apparently, all teams now have unlimited engines for the rest of the years. They will
Is
not
this
be penalized.
because Ferrari has no hope otherwise?
I think so. I think they're like, well, if these guys can blow their shit up at least every race, then the least they'll be competitive against Red Bull.
Yeah,
And
sounds good. What does that do to the budget cap? Is it unlimited engines, but asterisk engines are now free, or is it unlimited engines? You still have to be in the budget cap.
I don't know. I didn't read that part,
Okay,
so that's the part I didn't get to.
okay, interesting.
Yeah,
I,
but
I
yeah,
I'm just kind of excited because they're going to be in Asia. It's not really Asia.
no, it's
It's really,
Azerbaijan.
yeah, they think that's Asian. It's more like back in the USSR. But anyway, um,
Then it's a sprint
it's,
weekend too.
oh yeah, so we can see lots of things crashing into that barrier, into that old town,
Yeah,
like that old Castle section.
yeah.
Did
I love that track.
well the
I mean, of course, we're
straightaway.
also on another street circuit, so
Yep. Well, that's fine. Whatever. The straightaway on that track is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's like 97 football fields long,
yeah.
and yeah, I don't really understand the purpose of it. But hey, in this new era of Formula One, if you have money, they'll go to you.
Oh
That's all
yeah.
it comes down to.
Well, I don't know the reason why we didn't go to China.
Probably because they wouldn't let people in or out because of
Oh,
COVID.
COVID. Okay,
Yeah, because like no one in China actually is vaccinated. That's
got
kind
it.
of a thing.
All right. All right,
And so
Bartel,
you
New
might.
Jersey. Welcome, by the way.
What's that?
Bartel, New Jersey, checking in at the band meeting, the high school band meeting, but had to check in. So yeah, I appreciate that. Much mad props.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
thank
don't
you.
know. Band practice is important.
The
Um,
band practices a lot, bro.
yeah.
Like well, he's at a meeting, not a practice.
Oh, okay.
But I remember, like back in high school,
This one time at band camp, yeah.
the band, those dudes, the marching band, they practiced like more than we did
Well, you guys were, not. Were you guys like Division One?
in high school.
No, no. Oh, it's high school, not
This is
college.
high
Okay.
school. Yeah,
All right.
we had a band in college. I don't know where they practiced. I never saw them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like the band in high school, I mean, those motherfuckers were out there. I mean, it was like 3, 4 days, like just
Yeah,
out
all the time.
all the time.
Hmm.
And the 1, 2, 3, all this stuff. And I'm just like, man, these guys better be good. I don't know. I never got to see them, but
This is another rich and compelling story from you.
that's all they are. I mean, there's one banger after another, kid. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to do or say. I just,
Mhm,
all
mhm.
day. I mean, I'm just a human wealth of information and stories.
Human something.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Some
All right, awesome. Well, I'm currently while you're blubbering about random stuff, I'm building a diff
for what?
uh, for testing tomorrow because everyone thinks
Mm.
my diff is too heavy.
Oh shit, it is.
Well, I don't know. Is it? I
Yeah.
don't. I don't believe the hype.
Well,
Don't believe the hype.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess checkers are all different. But remember the diff that you stole from me that I
No.
subsequently got back?
Nope.
Um, yeah, it's like 280 on my diff checker.
Okay. So I have one
But I
diff
don't. But
that's
I mean, but the diff.
295, and I have another diff that's 210.
Yeah,
I did not run the 295. The 295 is uh, super thick. It's ridiculous. So
yeah, I would say
on
so.
carpet, it makes your car basically spin out on exits. Um, so yeah, I'm not running that.
Okay.
It just happened to be the only other spare diff that I had like also there to check, and I had a prior number written on it. So like I had I just let the machine run long enough so that I knew it would be you know reading correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so now I'm digging through a pile of parts which I need to send back to Sal, and because apparently I have one small shim set somewhere in an inventory that I made. Um, yeah, so good times being had by all right now.
Okay.
Um, anyway, so you had this film festival this past weekend, huh?
Yeah, it was really good. Had a lot of fun.
Did you get thrown out of a Denny's or thrown out of a Waffle House in
No,
correlation with this film festival?
no. Why would that happen?
I don't know. You might have been at like some, crazy,
Nah, I had some like
Kid
VIP.
Rock like after party.
No, 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 no. I had like some VIP access kind of things going, but
Yeah.
it was pretty mundane. It's a really nice place called the Enzion Theater. It's in
Okay.
Orlando, Florida. It's uh just a wonderful place that they have an outside bar, restaurant, and then when you go into the theater, it's like a really full-size theater, but everything's like chairs and couches and stuff. And there's
Hmm.
tables and there's service and drinks and food and all that other
Yeah.
stuff.
Did you have a
And
big bar tab at the end of it?
no, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Didn't get crazy, but threw some back, had some fun. There was also, I mean, this place can only has one show at a time, so they have a couple theaters down at the local Regal, which was not far down, like 3
Yeah.
miles down the street, and so the Regal was playing some of the films from the film festival. I mean, this thing goes for 10 days, and I was
Does it
there
go
for
day after day after day?
yes,
What?
yeah. There's like 65 movies.
Who's got that much time on their hands?
People
Anyway.
people who love cinema. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
cinephiles out there. People love this stuff. I mean, I loved it. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Now,
was
did you did you get any offers to be in anyone's upcoming movie?
no, I no,
They
no.
didn't think that you had a look that was made for film.
I have a look that's made for radio. It's well known and documented. It's not really definitely not the film uh
I don't know, man. I
space.
I don't. I wouldn't sell yourself that short. All right, that's all I'm
Mm.
gonna say, big fella. All right. And
So I was just clarified. The bar tab was huge. We got comped.
nice. You're under watch right now. That's what that meant. All
Yeah,
right.
but that's okay.
Yeah. No
Um,
pressure.
one of the
See,
best.
no pressure. I found it.
Oh,
No
there you go.
pressure.
One of the best films that I saw was it's not necessarily going to win like Academy Award, but it's
Hmm.
a fun, feel good family movie. It's PG-13. It's called Flaming Hot,
Okay.
and it's
Is it like
going
a
to come
flaming hot Dorito? Like what's hot about it?
close, close. Flaming Hot Cheetos. So it was about the guy who invented the Flaming Hot Cheeto, and when he worked at Frito-Lay, he was a janitor, and it's based on a true story. Though it's based on a true story, I did some digging, and
Yes.
it's not quite that true. I mean, they've taken some liberties,
Sure.
but it's a really good movie. Deals a lot with the Latino community,
Hmm.
marketing, manufacturing, listen to people, stuff like that. Um, you know, treating employees right with respect and so on and so forth. Really good movie. Well acted. Um, but yeah, it's gonna come. So Searchlight bought the rights to it, and Searchlight's owned by Disney. So when we watched the movie, like we had to turn our phones off, and if they saw our phone, you're kicked out. And so it's gonna come out here in like June, July timeframe.
Okay.
Uh, but if anyone comes across it, it's gonna be like on Hulu, Disney Plus, stuff like that.
Mm.
Worth a little check out.
Straight to video, huh?
It could have a theatrical release. I don't know. I just saw the things that I saw that it was going to be released. I mean, anymore, a lot of places are doing this. Netflix doesn't put shit in the movie theater; it just goes right on their thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot. I mean, the world we live in now, movies don't necessarily exist at movie theaters first. They do as a lot of VOD. There you go. There's a lot of VOD, whatever, and so
Back
that
in
was
the
a good
day,
movie.
video on demand used to just be like
It
the
sucked.
properties of Mary Kate and Ashley. The Olsen twins. That stuff
Oh yeah.
always went to video on demand.
Yeah,
But I
Hallmark
guess it's
Christmas
more
movies, stuff like that.
yeah, I guess it's more acceptable now. That's
Yeah,
all
it
right.
is. Yeah, for sure. That was good. Uh, I mean, there was all kinds of. I saw a lot of the shorts, a lot of short documentaries, stuff like that. Um, a lot of I mean, a lot of great, film out there. Can't really complain about any of it. So, but yeah, it was a fun time. Couldn't.
Okay.
Got to hang out. Saw John Cusack on Friday night. He came in and did a Q&A.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Did you ask him where Joan was?
Yes, they did. Uh, he's like, yeah, she's kind of home with the family. She doesn't really do Hollywood anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, I could get her to do a movie, but that's only because I'm my brother. But other than that, she
Yeah.
kind of doesn't really want to.
Yeah. She doesn't want to deal with any of you fucks.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
So,
much.
all right.
So, but yeah,
You, does anyone else have like pretty much everywhere where they keep shock or diff oil? It looks like a lake of silicone. Does anyone else have that problem on the internets here? No.
I
Do
don't.
you just throw everything out? Is that what it is? Because like I
No,
feel like every time I travel somewhere, come back, blah blah blah, I just everything's exploded. And so I found this lovely container. It was brand new. I know I'd seen it in the last few days, and I was kind of I was like I had to go find it. And I found it, and now I put it in my hands, and I'm like, wow, it is just saturated in silicone. And this has never been opened before. So some other bottle did it dirty, if you know what I mean.
yeah. No,
So,
I haven't. Haven't had that problem in a while. I have made my own little carry-on, little case thing
well,
that holds all
when
my
was the
oil.
when was the last time you flew with stuff? I think that's been maybe
Carpet
some of
mats.
your okay. All right, and it survived that.
Yep. Not a
Maybe
drop
you can
spilled.
do a show and tell next week. This is how
I mean,
Mangler travels with his
I could go
oil.
get her right now.
Well, if you want to go show me up, you can do that.
I
That's
mean,
fine. You can do that.
so, but I don't think anybody want to watch you there trying to open a bottle of diff fluid, though.
I don't know. I already opened it. I'm
Mm,
doing it right now. It's happening.
But
Um, yeah, but all right. Well, that's cool. And so big bar tab. I like the sound of that.
yeah,
And like when did this? Are these an early rising sort of people, or they all were like night owls and things were going late into the evenings.
It kind of is a little bit of both. So
Really?
I think some of the things started around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
What?
Yeah. And then, there was always midnight showings.
Okay.
So like we didn't see any of the midnight stuff. From what I was told, it's a little like horror stuff or stuff that's kind of
Okay.
vulgar. I probably like the
Ooh.
vulgar thing. Um,
Yeah.
but
That sounds great.
the horror stuff I really wouldn't have been into. Um,
Do
there's this
you
one
do
there's
you
this
get
one movie.
scared? Do you have like night terrors or something?
No, I just don't like horror movies. I have a theory about horror movies. So,
Well, I assume you're going to tell us that theory. What is
okay,
that
yeah.
theory?
So the reason why horror is very popular,
Yeah.
and this might alienate some people, but oh well, it's just my theory.
I assume if they've stuck with us this long,
They're in.
whatever you're about to
They're
say
balls deep.
isn't going to alienate them. Yes.
So anyway, I really feel the most common, I'm sorry, uh, the horror films are popular because they don't require any thinking. They're all emotional driven. And so therefore they appeal to the lowest common denominator person because they don't have to think. Because they can just go to a movie theater. They don't have to like put thought in the movie. They don't have to look at the movie a certain way. They're based off of adrenaline and fear, and therefore that's why they're popular because they can't really look at say a Wes Anderson movie or some other type of something that's more avant-garde and like, oh, that was interesting. I like how they do that. I like how I do that. This like there was a short we watched, and it was about this woman from India who was like 98 years old, and she was going back to school to get her education. And it's all in Indian, it's all in subtitle, and she's 98 years old. She's in the class with like
Yeah.
grade school kids and this and that. But the person who shot this video thought they were fucking Scorsese, and like they were moving the cameras and they were doing all these shots, and they had like fucking drone footage, and like it was just like, look, we're talking about an old woman who's going to grade school, but I mean, they were fucking they were moving the camera, kid. Like
Hmm.
they were, they were getting all the shots. Now, people who watch horror movies might not necessarily recognize that because all they're worried about is Freddy Krueger doing some stupid shit. And so now, don't get me wrong. I'm not
Now
saying
the
all
the
people. Hold on,
music
hold
the
on.
music in horror films, I
Yeah,
think, is very very purposeful, and I
yeah,
think it adds so much of the suspense. So the score that actually happens is probably the unsung hero of most
yeah.
horror scores.
But the thing is like that like if you hear the music, some shit's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
trying
kind
to
of like,
get you to get ready. It's
yeah,
like you Pavlov dog this thing. It's like
nah,
you ring the bell, and you think the food's coming, and you're like, but in the horror movie, the food is all the people, and
yeah.
the people that are about to become food. That's what's about to happen.
So, well, anyway, yeah, I see what your point, but I still don't. It's
No.
overplayed. It's just repetitive bullshit. And now look, there are some people who truly are into horror and like study horror and love some of the stuff that's out there. And those people I get. Those people, look, this is their genre, this is their thing. But for the most people, the normals who they like fucking horror movies because they don't have to think. So that's why
Well,
it's
we might have to create a poll on that one. I
I
don't
created a
know
poll
if.
today actually though. Did you
Oh,
see it?
you did. I didn't
Yes.
see it. I
Oh
will.
my
I guess we'll get to that.
but
But
yeah. So yeah, I think that's they just played a lower common denominator of people, and that's why they're so popular because people don't have to think. They don't have to. Oh, what was this really about? What is this director or writer trying to tell me? And what am I trying to learn from this? And they're just no, they're just it's all emotion and just crap.
it's basically saying don't go to sleepaway camp, things like that, right?
Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and they make fun of it all the time too. It's like, where do you, should we run to that? I think there was that car commercial. Let's run to that
Yes.
barn full of
No,
chainsaws.
let's. Yeah. Let's take the running car. No, let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome.
yeah, yeah. So like,
You know,
exactly.
I think the chainsaws is the good choice though, because Because basically, there's a lot of types of responses that people have during, like stressful situations. There's, basically the fight or the flight. I
Hmm.
think the people with the chainsaws, what they should have done was mobilize themselves, got the chainsaws in their hands, and then, played that game.
Yeah, but the problem is that if you looked at that group of people who are running towards the chainsaws, not a single fucking one of them had ever touched a chainsaw in their life.
I hardly, I'm telling you, with a little YouTubing, like you just Google for some things, they could
Yeah, I
figure it
don't. I
out.
think I think in the heat of the moment, they weren't ready to Google and YouTube and how to prime and start a 2-cycle engine.
It could have happened though. That's all I'm really saying. It could have happened. All right. Like
Uh,
I didn't know how to really the proper way to break in a little Honda generator, but I
yeah.
learned it just yesterday, and I think I did a bang up job.
Well,
So
yeah, but you're also smarter than the average bear too.
possibly, not everyone thinks that. A lot of people think I'm, a big knucklehead, but that's fine.
No, no, you're just a loudmouth New Yorker. That's
Oh, well, yeah, that is true. I'll give you that one. All right. Anyway, moving on.
so.
Um, so that was movies, and this is Mangler on films. Apparently, maybe we can make that like a standard like segment, Mangler on films.
Right. Okay. Whatever.
It was actually if we steal.
Oh
Did you ever?
shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mango doesn't know how to use technology. Did you ever watch In Living Color? This is the
Uh.
second time I'm bringing up In Living Color today.
Oh, really?
Um,
Yeah, homie, don't play that.
yeah, and they also had Men on Films. You remember that episode?
I think I did. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
watch it a lot.
Okay.
I mean,
I
I
think
was pretty hardcore to SNL.
it's a pretty important like genre of comedy. Little known fact. Well, you might know the fact. J Lo got her start on that
Yep.
show.
Yeah, she was one of the dancing girls.
Yep, one of the Fly
She,
Girls.
yeah, she was a Laker girl too.
Hmm, okay, I don't know that. I
No,
was a
no, no,
Knicks
that was
fan.
Paula Abdul. I think I'm getting them
Okay,
mixed up.
yeah, I
Yeah,
was a
that
Knicks
was
fan, so I
Paula
wouldn't know
Abdul.
anything
She
about
was
that.
the Laker girl. 'Cause she had that video with the cat, the animated cat that
Yeah.
danced too. I
Yep.
don't remember the name of that song, but whatever. Yeah.
Yep. Rich and
So
compelling.
anyway, so what was your point about Living Color?
Oh, well, no, they had a Men on Films. It was a segment.
Oh,
We could
yeah,
we
it
could
was the
do that
Wayans
with
brothers,
you.
wasn't it?
Yes, of course it was. That's all it was that in that whole thing. Yeah, I think it could be Mangler on Films. It could be really, really good.
Right. Um,
Um,
I
yes.
did have a poll though, so I did start a
Okay.
poll on YouTube's. I haven't looked at the results,
All right. Well,
but
let me go bring that bad boy up. Do
yeah,
you want me to just drop it here, like with
yeah,
sight
we
unseen?
can just drop. Yeah, we just drop it in there and see how people feel or vote. I mean, it's pretty like innocuous um, um, poll. It's not like it's not a deep thinking poll.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So, anyway,
All right. So let's see
we-
what we get here.
okay.
Um, and for folks who haven't been in a while, this thing is
What we subscribed up to?
we're
240? 230?
239. Not
Oh
bad.
shit, one away from 240. There's got to be somebody watching who hasn't subscribed yet who can
Oh
make it
God.
240.
This is a terrible question.
I think it's a great question.
I think,
It's a grammar question.
yeah, terrible.
There's
All right,
7 votes, dickhead.
I'm gonna vote. Here's mine. Bam. Everyone
Okay.
says that. What?
Okay. All right. But
What?
it's a legit question.
No, it's the
How
dumbest
should
question
one
I've
supposed
ever
to be
seen.
presented numerically? I'm just saying it's a thing out there.
I don't think it's really a thing.
I think it is.
You know
I
what's
mean,
a thing? Right now, the thing is people talking about how to save modified. That's a thing.
yeah, I saw that. Mr. Turtle himself, Lee Cassell, or not? Oh, Jacques, what's his name?
Oh my God, Leak Cell.
That's not
Let's.
right.
It's Lucas Urbane.
Yeah, or Lucas the Brain. That's right.
Leak Cell.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Some of
well,
those
Lucas dropped some knowledge on the whatchamacallit today on the
the Facebooks.
Facebooks,
Yeah.
and maybe I'll just stop sharing while I find that. And so his posting is very similar to the RC Tech thread around how to save mod 12 scale. Um, both of them, you know, it mostly has people who've never run modified talking about
About
modified, which is
how to
one of
run
my
modified.
which is
Yeah.
one of my favorite things is to see that.
But the
But
problem is that if you only have people who talk about modified, there won't be anybody talking.
oh no, they will. They just half of them probably don't like each other, and that's half the problem. So and so here's Lucas's thread. So Lucas is his friendly fellow. Look how friendly he is.
Yeah. Hey, peace.
Yeah, and
He likes turtles.
yeah, he likes doing this peace sign and showing his teeth. Maybe he's just excited he has some. I don't know. Look, I guess he ran 12 scale once. Wow, that's interesting. Never saw that picture before.
Hmm.
Anyway, dear friends, blah blah blah. Tried Blinky, it sucked. No one's there racing it. I didn't even go to the nationals. Blah 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 blah. And then you have a bunch of buffoons commenting.
Right.
Like and he uses this fancy way of saying short story, TLDR, mod is dead. Professional stock drivers, he says, is bad. I don't know if that's bad. All right, so I'm not sure if I'm buying that fully. Make mod more accessible, great. I love that. Boosted stock and GT bodies are good, which I think is an interesting commentary.
Hmm.
Um, he does like carry on talking about like how bodies are bad, bodies don't look like anything today. And don't worry, because EFRA and IFMAR and whatever else have already screwed up bodies for 2024, Lucas. So you won't like whatever bodies you're going to be forced to run come 2024. So
What do you
yeah,
think we'll start seeing those?
I don't know, man. I don't think anyone wants to make them. So that's my whole gut feel. Why would you make these things?
Well, I mean, if you want to run them in any type of series event,
Yeah, I don't see them coming anytime soon. That's my take. What I
yeah.
don't know anything. I'm just like saying whatever I feel like. I don't see them anytime soon.
Well, if they would have, you would think they would come soon, um, just so people could start using them, and that you would think that rules towards the end of this year would start it going that way.
Yeah, but
But I guess
we
you have
just
to. I guess you have to have it made before if you make it, they will come, kind of thing. Um,
yeah. Well, and the other thing I've been throwing around that I don't think most people will like what I'm saying is if no one makes this body, no one will ever race this body.
yeah, but then there was theoretically wouldn't be any races.
That's fine. Maybe they'll theoretically have to fix that dumb rule made by people who don't run the class.
Uh,
That could also
who
be a
made
thing.
that rule, by the way? Let's can we talk?
A bunch of people. It was mostly led by a coalition coming out of Roar. I
Yeah.
think half of those people have been thrown out of Roar, and who knows? We'll see what happens to the other half.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and then it was ratified by all the blocks of IFMAR, and so that's the new GBS version 2 body rules come effective January
1-1.
1st,
Yeah.
2024.
Right.
So, can't wait to see what bodies won't be available to run at, say, Snowbirds next year. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully Boylan is smart and just is like, yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Let's just run last year's bodies because those are fine. And then realistically, it will just be carpet nats that screws itself. So whoever's going to hold 2024 carpet nats, just so you know, you're already
Good luck.
screwed.
Good
Yeah,
luck. Have fun.
enjoy that failure. Um, But this is FJ being positive FJ. Maybe I'm not so positive, but I think I'm being a realist. How about that?
Well, so I ever told you what I felt about why these bodies came to be and how. So in 2019, they came out with these bodies. The first one was the dog balls body, right?
Nope,
And
incorrect. It was the Racer.
the
The
racer
Racer
wasn't
was
as
the
calf.
Yeah, but the Racer was the first high downforce body.
Okay.
And my only bone to pick about the Racer was that's when the beginning of all the drama with Roar got started on qualifying bodies. We had that body measured, produced 3 different times. We were sitting at Vegas. I think it was like
Oh
2018
yeah, I
Vegas,
remember that.
and I had underneath the table a box of 50 bodies that had just been disqualified from
Yeah.
Roar.
Right.
And the goal was, okay, well, let's not put them in circulation. Let's ship them back from Las Vegas to Italy. So yeah, it was a very interesting time, and that was just really the beginning of the major frustrations, at least from my end, on trying to qualify a product with Roar, and that effectively um, killing the adoption of a product.
Okay.
And the Racer was somewhat adopted. There were prior versions of the Racer raced at that event, like that had different mold numbers on it,
Yeah.
and ultimately, like I even remember at the event, Mike G, who former Awesomatics, Montec driver, all that stuff. He ran in the A main. He ran an IS 200 instead of a Racer, although he qualified on a Racer, and I think he raced up to maybe 4th in that event.
Yeah.
So definitely had a good run, but all in all, who knows what is left on the table, with that. So yeah, but certainly Dog Balls was very popular, and
Yeah.
for a while was one of the only legal bodies that was worth a snot
Right.
within the Roar ecosystem.
So
It
the
was
thing
that
what
and the Racer 2, well, whatever the J Concept Racer 2 body was called.
yeah.
So I don't know the full name.
So the thing is though, with like the dog balls and the cab forward designs of the bodies, that allowed the cars to rotate a little bit more, right? And we were getting, we were easy to make. It was easier to make the car turn. So what happened from there was the innovation of mid motor cars to compensate for now the body being able to rotate harder. So we had to make a car with mid motor to compensate for it. So I think kind of one led to the other.
I don't know if I buy that. That
I do.
sounds like an interesting poll.
Yeah.
Did mid what created mid motor first, the bodies or the cars? Because the other thing that I really would say about those bodies more than anything else is it produces just more effective downforce. Like
Hmm.
all those bodies compared to like the Mazda or the Mazda or the LTCR or the IS 200, they're generally just freer and they have less traction, and as such are somewhat easier to drive for I'd say the common man. um, but that's just my take on it. That's my
Yeah.
read.
So either way, I think yeah, there's been an evolution since 2019, 2018, and now 6 years in, yeah, it's all going to change. So yeah, get ready. So so what did you
Yeah.
end up doing this weekend, Mr. Pro 10?
uh, Basically just ranting at some people that I'm building this diff for nothing because it sounds like I didn't need to do that. Anyway, so um, I raced, but the crazy part was I got back from a holiday in Mexico. We did our show on Thursday, right? And on Thursday, I think I'd probably showed you like maybe a piece of like a built Automatics car,
Yeah. No,
a-
Phoenix.
or maybe I had a piece of a built Phoenix car. I
I
don't
think it
even
was
know
still in the
what.
box.
Yeah, I don't think that car was built yet. All right,
Yeah.
so I had my Automatics car that was pretty much in the same place it was since like the prior week, and I had the Phoenix car still in the box, and so I just went after it, man. Wrenching, wrenching,
Yeah.
wrenching,
Yeah.
and I prioritized doing the Pro 10 just to so I could actually get it done.
Okay.
And because I knew, hell or high water, I'd make the touring car work, but the Pro 10 I might have pushed out on. So, um, ultimately I went for just setting it up as simply as I could, using all the parts in the kit, blah blah blah, random whatever oil I had on the table over here, just put
Hmm.
some stuff in it. And I cut tires like before I put electronics in. I cut tires because I said, I know I wouldn't finish certain things if I didn't have tires done, and painted the body, and all in all, like I had the car in running order. I maybe had to solder a motor up or something like that by the end of Friday night. But I then looked at my touring car, and that was still like the way it had been, nothing in it. So I wrenched and I wrenched and I wrenched. I went to sleep. I woke up at 5 in the morning. I
Rinsed all through
wrenched.
the night, huh?
Well, no, I went to sleep at like 10, 11, whatever. Got
Oh,
up at
okay.
5, wrenched, wrenched. Looked out the window. Like today, you see this? This is
Yeah.
sun.
Yes.
It wasn't like that on Saturday. And
Oh,
so
okay.
on Saturday at about 8 o'clock in the morning, there was rain still on the or water still on the road in front of me. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to breakfast. And no joke, had some pancakes, had the bacon, blah blah
Yeah.
blah, did
Yeah.
that, came back, and I was like, all right, well, I went looking for bodies after carpet gnats, and I was like, I have a wing strut and a wing, and I'm like, I guess I gave that other body away to somebody for them to try, and I was like, I guess I got to mount bodies. So it was still raining outside, so I mounted bodies and doing all this stuff,
Wow.
and this is like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're supposed to be like racing, but racing didn't start yet because
Yeah.
the
It
track
was
was still
raining.
wet.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily raining per se. Um,
But enough to where you can't race.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so eventually, people are then messaging me, "Hey, we're running on the track," and I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm packing." So I show up, and
How far
uh,
is this place from you?
hey, only like 20 minutes, pretty
Okay.
good. So I
Okay.
show up, and they're like, "Hey, what are you racing?" And I'm like, "Mod touring, please." And so I, take my newly assembled car, but it was totally set up. Everything was done. Tweaked, droop, set up, bam,
Oh yeah.
and
All right.
um, went out, ran the car. Uh, I tried one setup change, like changing the ARS shims on the car, uh, just to try to give it a little more like rear end because the track was so bad. And
Loose or tight or
it was just loose on exits.
okay.
And but and the car didn't turn.
Okay.
No
Loose
turn.
on exit, no turn.
Yeah,
All right. Sounds
no
like my
turn
car.
in. Mhm. No. So I ratcheted. I took the 3.5 mils of shims I had in the ARS. They all dropped out.
Yeah.
We bolted them back up, ran around again. It was okay. Ran the first qualifier. It was okay. I was on a cooler tire. I was on 34s, and other people were on 36s. I didn't bother setting up warmers because I just showed up. Didn't really have time. I ran Mighty Gripper Orange
Okay.
just because it was the latest thing I poured into a bottle.
Okay.
I knew where it was, and I ran that.
Okay.
I don't think it was bad. I would like to see what it's like with heat on it.
Okay.
This track's a little weird for Mighty Gripper. It never really works there for whatever reason.
What's a good sauce there?
It's there's a sauce called FX Special. It's in a
Yeah.
purple can.
Okay.
It's an old cap tire thing, and it seems very good there. I don't
Can
know
you still
why.
get it?
Yeah, A-Main
Okay.
sells it. They got it up the yin yang.
Okay.
FX Special is what you want to run at SeaTac, but you got to put heat on. That's a 15-minute tire prep thing.
Okay.
There was no time for that. So, like, and some people might be like, but FJ, you're leaving a lot of things on the table, blah, blah, blah. If your tire prep game is consistent, it doesn't have to be optimized. If it's consistent, you'll be able to tell whatever you're doing. All right. It
Mm-hmm.
it isn't gonna, make your car good or bad all of a sudden. It just makes it a little better or a little worse.
Right.
Um and but yeah, I tried a bunch of things on the car. I tried heavy spring type 1 in the front, moved that around in 2 positions, went to soft spring type 1 in the front, moved that around, and ran with and without these little braces, these
Yeah.
C45s.
Yeah. You don't seem to be a big fan of those.
No, these things, if you want traction, don't run these.
Okay.
And they
See,
make
I felt in the front they helped.
maybe because it makes it a little stiffer, maybe, but
It,
I think it
it
it tur- it
seemed more
turned.
nimble.
Yeah, it might be more nimble, but I had more turn in with these off.
Okay.
But in general, I think the car just didn't turn. All right.
Okay.
So because I'm on some high roll center type setup, and then after racing, uh, so fun thing, mod touring. We had 4 cars in mod touring that day.
Hmm.
There were 2 A800Rs.
Okay.
Okay, with vastly different setups, which was great. So Jake Danilchek ran a setup that was similar to something that I had cooked up last year, that had relatively low roll centers, a T-brace, and some other stuff on it. And I ran something that kind of felt a little bit more like what we ran at PaveNats, but I didn't go as mega high on the roll centers. I was down probably like either 0.25 or half mil off of those roll centers. And I was, at the end of the day, I was 0.6 a lap slower.
Yikes.
So Jake and Brian Shook. Brian's running in mod. He's running a T21, not an X21, but a T21. And he's had this car on the track a bunch of times. He ran it last year, things like that. And those 2 guys were pretty much neck and neck from a pace performance perspective. And yeah, I was just circulating. Basically all the changes I made, a lap off, and tried some other changes. So I had an interesting idea, and we have some very smart people in the Pacific Northwest, and they made something quick. And so to share what they had made, and I'm not gonna say who did it, because then everyone will be like messaging them, hey, can I get one of these? So they made via 3D printing a different AM19.
Okay.
And so this is the current AM19, the AM19R, right? It has the nice little machining there. And so if you put these like up next to each other, this is the difference in this part, where it has effectively, it has some back part that allows you to make a longer link.
Got it.
So these 2 holes here emulate the spacing that you would have if you just continued the top deck
Gotcha.
and like it mirror image that.
Right.
Okay. So I put that on the car. It was maybe worth half a tenth because it rolled a little bit deeper, but still didn't roll correctly.
So you were running short links before.
Yeah, I was running the kit as you buy the kit. The only
Yeah.
thing different on the kit was that small shim for the diff, and these O-rings for the arm holders,
Yep.
and then the what I call the $1 screws that are on the top. Those alloy screws on the top.
Yep.
And so tried a variety of different things. Tried some of these on and off the car, different
Yep.
spots. The last run of the day, the rain came finally. That ended the day, and I backed the car into the pipe, and this little 3D printed thing goes snap.
Got it.
So anyway, I ended up with a dead car for the day.
Okay.
But lo and behold, Santa Claus of metalwork dropped these bad boys off today.
Oh shit.
So pretty much very similar to what you saw a minute ago.
Yeah.
Let me just show you what's here, okay? And so
Do you have your
what
other fancy camera we could see?
I don't have that set up, sorry.
All right.
Anyway, so what do we got here? Let me show you. So we got, and like the worst part is the sun is just killing it right now.
Yeah, why don't you shut
Which
your
is
blinds?
it goes in above where the blinds are.
Oh,
All right, so
very, very high ceilings, doing very well.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this piece here is a beefier version of the last thing, and what you'll see is, it has the current holes that this thing did.
Yeah.
So let's actually hold it up to the AM19R, and so this is the holes that are here now. So there's a hole that goes a little longer at that angle,
Okay.
and there's a hole at the back. And so just to use like a wrench, so this hole is the one that looks like if you had the two holes on the top deck,
Yeah.
out. So, all
Right.
right. Now, this other hole, if you were to use it the way I'm holding it right now, Mangler, just take a
Yeah.
look. It would create a shorter link,
Mm-hmm.
right? No one wants that. So you would take this part and you just flip it. And so what this would really do is allow you to create a very long link.
Long link. Yeah.
If you wanted to try that, and it's something to try. All right.
Yeah. We don't know.
The other thing you could do is you could take this piece itself and just install it into the car in an inboard fashion.
Oh, clear.
And that also, yeah, it clears. And that also makes a very long link.
Mm.
So those are all kind of interesting things. And yeah, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Um,
So how'd your
but so
Pro 10 car go? Because that's how we started this fucking conversation.
yeah. So Pro10, um, so the reason why the Pro10 car is not here is because I had used Paragon ground effects on the car once.
Is that purple can?
Black can.
Black can. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, black can, which is,
Yeah.
Robert Durlow's favorite sauce in the
Eh,
world.
I mean, it's like if you're an RC racer of the 90s, you fucking know what Paragon is.
Dude, if you're an RC racer of 2008, you would
Okay.
know what black can was. Like
Fair enough.
Donnie Leah's first track,
Yeah.
I'm
All black
pretty
can.
positive was black can. And yeah, so, it is what it is. And but anyone who knows black can, it stinks of wintergreen, and so that car lives in the garage now until I take the tires off. But I have a setup board and whatever else, so I was able to run through the car real fast. Tire wear was actually not that big on the car.
Okay.
I ran it like once in practice in between round 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I threw it into, they had a novice class there, just getting cars on the track. So I ran round 2 a novice.
Okay.
In round 3 a novice, we had some 1/8 4-wheel drive electric cars out
Oh,
there
those are
with us
fun.
too. Yeah. And so it was like Pro10 F1 car, and then 2 of these other, big beasts.
Okay.
And every run on the car, for the most part, got better.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Um,
I was looking at your times. I went deep diving into the
yeah,
laps.
yeah. And if you, this was also the first weekend we ever had live RC in effect at
Mm,
Seattle RC Racing,
okay.
which was great. And so it allowed Todd, who runs the races there, to not break out the printer, not have to worry about this, that, whatever else.
Right.
But he did
Very
alter.
green. Very green initiative that you
Yeah,
guys have taken on there in
very
Seattle.
green, especially for the place that basically grows the biggest trees in the world.
Yeah,
And I imagine paper comes from here, but whatever. Anyway,
it does.
you know,
That's okay.
it's fine.
Right.
So anyway, day went well. The time started to plummet,
Yep.
and frankly, the Pro 10 car, maybe it started out doing like an 18-second lap, and by the end of the weekend, by the main, it was doing a 15.3 for hot lap,
Hmm. Yep.
which is not that bad. Um, I
What
had
were
the
you doing
car.
in your car?
I did a 13.9
Okay.
in touring car. The large 8 scale cars only did a 14.8,
Okay.
and they have 4-wheel
Wheel
drive,
drive. Yeah.
foam tire,
Four
and more
cell.
power than they know what to do with.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I put a 13.5 motor in the car,
Okay.
and I spent a fair amount of time adjusting the radio, changing the dual rate for the throttle, changing the endpoints on the throttle. In that
So a little
that
too much power.
Oh yeah, too much power for the amount of grip I had at the minute. All right,
Right.
and because trying all these different things, I can tell you this definitively right now at that track: sauced rear tires are not the way to go. It came in eventually. Like maybe if you sauce a tire and then you let it sit for like an hour,
What were
maybe.
you saucing with? Oh, Black Can Paragon.
Black. I only did that
Maybe
once.
maybe you don't need Black Can Paragon.
Yeah, maybe. Um, and I didn't bring suntan lotion. I think that's something to
Probably
try
wasn't hot
also.
enough.
Yeah, again, like there's no sun. It's 47 degrees out
Hmm.
Fahrenheit. Like there was
You
a nice
probably need some
mist.
SXT buggy shit.
So normal SXT, is that what you mean?
No, no, no. They make like a
Oh,
red,
they make
orange.
Baja.
Yeah, they make Baja. That's it.
I almost brought the Baja, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
I would say you
So
need at least probably SXT Max or SXT Baja. Now, back in the day when I used to come down to Florida and whip everyone's ass in oval and never run asphalt, like just but that one time, my connection. I'm kidding.
wow.
It's funny.
No, you're not.
Not really. Anyway,
You're not
so
kidding.
um, it was a combination of Niftec traction compound
I remember that.
and tire tweak,
Yep.
and so it was kind of like about a 50-50.
I have
And
a bottle of Red Dot, Trinity Red Dot, and Tire Tweak.
that could work. That could be working really good.
Yeah. And
Your sauce game will definitely make a big difference. Paragon might not always be
yeah,
the
here,
best thing.
here's a suggestion: Paragon plus then Tire Tweak. You know, like I think what has to be done is there's going to have to be experimentation. All
Yes,
right. Realistically, um,
you
I
need
knew
someone
the
else with a car to come out there too.
yeah, that would always be helpful. But
Yeah.
like so I said we had 4 guys running mod touring. So we had another racer who did a totally different thing with mod touring.
Okay.
So Whelan was out there. He
Mhm.
ran foam tires on a touring car.
How'd
He
that
had
go?
he had an old AE touring car,
Okay.
and he bolted some foam tires on.
All right.
He happened to only have some 40s that were nitro foam,
in the
And
front.
he had some, yeah, he put those on the front, and he had some 35s that were
Okay.
like open foam or closed foam. I don't know, whatever, some other
Gas
foam
car
type.
foam. Basically,
Yes.
35 is double pink.
Yeah. But
Okay.
anyway, so he had that going on. He tried sauce. He didn't try sauce. He had big tires. He had little tires. Eventually, he lowered his roll centers. Guess what happened?
Hooked up.
It got some grip.
Okay.
And, then he added some static toe, and he did this, he did that, blah, blah, blah. But by the end of it, like we were pushing him. We were like, so what are you going to do? Are you going to go buy another 2, 3, 5 sets of foam tires, or are you going to get some rubber tires? He's like, no, I think I'll go buy some more foam tires. So he's going to go down this foam tire tangent. But so there was at least one other car running foam tires, shockingly there. And
Yeah.
he also concluded that just putting black Cam Paragon on,
Was not the
no
way to
good.
go.
Yeah. And he also had a different sauce. I don't know what it was, but it was something he ran 8 scale at Steel City at like their last race.
Okay.
He built a nitro car, drove down there,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, I need to run this place before it's gone.
Okay.
So he did that whole like nitro mecha adventure.
All right.
And
They use a
anyway,
lot of
so
LG2 or whatever, which is tire tweaker, whatnot, and
yeah,
then they use a lot of that, and they just continue to rotisserie it.
bake it.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. But well, cool. So did
I don't
it
know.
drive okay?
It got around. So like the worst case scenario of the car
Yeah.
was it felt great, except when you romp on the power, you could basically make the rear tires chatter.
Hmm.
And so,
They're skipping.
yeah. So the question is, did I program the speed control I put into the car? Did my speed controller have reverse in it? All right. So like there's a few things that, were not really up to quality.
So you could be doing 14.8s in no time.
The way the car came around, all right, starting at 18s,
Yeah.
ending at 15.3, I wish my touring car came around that way. So like it was super out to lunch, and
Yeah.
it used to be out to lunch on exits. All right,
Yeah.
that's really all the problem is. So I tried a
Do you
few
think you
different.
need a body with more downforce, or does that have enough downforce?
Could go a lot of ways. I have 2 other bodies. I didn't
Okay.
bust them
Okay.
out. All
Okay.
right. I know you're all about the bodies. All right, Mangler. I brought 2 different touring car bodies with me to the track too. I ran one body the entire day, and then I tried the other one once, and then I
Mm.
went back to running the one the whole day. And it really didn't matter because the car did the same thing no matter what
Right.
body you put on the car.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I feel like body, that's like a finishing touch sort of situation. It's the equivalent of like half mil shim somewhere. Like you gotta be, taking bigger swings at things sometimes. And so the one difference was in the past, I had a lot of success at the CTS race at Speed World with a F1 car. I sat there at Speed World. I built an F1 car at the track, like a jerk off,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I do dumb stuff like this. And
Yes.
so I built a brand new Roche car at the track. People told me all the right tires to buy, which you can't buy these tires anymore, although I have like 4 sets of them still. And basically went out on the track. Just all I did was play with dampener tubes, play with the amount of spring down, play with the amount of pod droop and how hard or heavy that spring was,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately, produced a car that could TQ and win. So I was like, well, yeah, I think I can figure this out. And the thing I did determine, I went and I tweaked the car, and I had to put a little more preload on one side versus the other. It's probably not well balanced the way I just throw electronics in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also running a very light battery. I ran a 4,000 pack. So I just
2S?
2S, yeah, 2S
Yeah.
4,000.
Right.
with a 13.5 motor, a hobby wing, whatever I happen to have. I'm like, I got 5 of these. Let's go put one in.
Right.
And yeah, so I could put a bigger battery in, whatnot. But the thing I learned, at least from a mechanical perspective, uh, spring pressure, side spring pressure,
Yeah.
bad.
No, bad. Not good.
And I even think dampener tube fluid thickness, bad. In the main, somehow or another, I lost a dampener tube,
Oh yeah. And it got better.
and I think it got better.
So typically on asphalt, you would want the soft spring for grip, and then usually you would run um, a thicker tube because what that wants the car to do, it wants to make the car run a bigger circle, so it's
Hmm.
not trying to rotate so hard. And since
Yep.
it's asphalt, you don't need a car to really rotate or cut hard. So
No.
running a thicker tube or thicker oil with a softer spring is usually the most beneficial. Now, I'm sure there's a point of like too much and too little, and
Yep.
you know, so there's a fine line in there, but or
Yeah.
there's a
So,
line in there. I should say it's
well,
fine, but
what I will say is, you know what? If you look at my times, the first lap was slow. I didn't lose the tube then. My hot lap was on lap 4, and I pretty much backed it up with it was a 15, 15.3, another 15.3. Then I had a 17, a 15, a 19. The 19 is, I think, when the tube went away.
okay,
And then another 17, but then a 15, then some 18, blah, blah, blah. Okay, tube in the car, better. So I will say tube in the car, better. I only put 10 or 15,000 yellow Kyosho grease in because
yeah,
that's all I could find at the minute.
okay,
I had a 30,000 at the track. Someone brought it for me. It was great. Just with the rain and us having 10 minutes between runs, like between rounds, like
yeah.
basically it was
You
run
didn't have
mod
it,
tour. Yeah,
yeah,
there was no time. It was run
yeah.
mod touring in race 4. Then it was like maybe run the pan car real quick, then
Hmm.
run the mod touring car real quick, and then now you're racing
Yeah,
pan car again. So it was just like test, 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 test.
right.
Um, I had started with the middle shock spring. The car kit includes 5 shock springs.
Wow,
What a value, right?
options.
And so I think I'll go to the soft shock spring. Um, my pod up travel. Just guess how much pod up travel I'd have
A lot.
from ride height to up. Like, give me a number in millimeters.
10.
It wasn't 10. It was like 5.5
Okay.
millimeters.
All right.
I'm gonna try from like 1 to 3 to like this ridiculous number. It
Yeah.
just didn't try it.
Is there
Um,
bumps?
no, it's relatively
Really
smooth.
smooth. Okay.
Now, when I got the car in the house yesterday, so I was playing with it in the garage yesterday as I was breaking in the new Honda generator.
Are you doing laps in the garage?
No, I just had it on the bench. I was
Oh,
checking the ride height, and that's how I could tell you how much droop I had in the pod.
got
So
it.
guess how dirt nasty low this thing was after all those racing and packs.
2.5 millimeter. No. Hello.
The front was 2.
Okay.
So the very leading edge of the bumper, like where the main plate is, and then you have a bumper on top of it. So that leading edge of
Yeah.
the main plate, it has a very nice bevel on it right now.
Oh.
So, but that's
Yeah,
it's good for
that would
future
probably could be some
clearancing.
reason why it would like spin out randomly too, or be loose or something,
Maybe like
because it's
my
bouncing off the
rear
ground.
my rear axle height. Guess what that was?
7 millimeters.
No, it was only like 5.5. I
Okay.
I basically set the car up so it would sag like crazy,
Oh,
on purpose, because I was like,
yeah.
I statically kind of set things up before I had tires cut. And then I, just kind of bolt the tires on and whatever else. And it was initially with the tires as they were cut, they were maybe like 3.5 all the way around. So I probably wore about a mil worth out of the tires, and
Did you run any different tires, or just run?
I just ran BSR Jayco magenta front. I'm sorry, double pink front, pink rear.
Okay.
Next time, and I will not be running this car tomorrow at SeaTac, just because I'm biting off too much right now. Next time,
That's very responsible of you. I'm glad
yeah,
that, you've changed.
yeah, I'm I'm married now. So anyway, like that matters. Anyway, I will be actually going to bust out some spec fronts next time,
Oh,
and just to get them even harder.
yeah.
And I was cleaning up the garage on Sunday, and I found some black fronts. I found all my oval tires when I ran 10 scale oval in
You don't want to.
2010 or
Don't
2011.
even bother with the black.
Why?
It won't. It'll just fucking wear right off, and it won't do anything.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay.
I already got them. Like it's free tires. Here's a
All
box of
right.
them. Free
All
tires.
right. All right.
Anyway, I also have some whites. What do you think about that?
No.
No? Okay.
The blacks won't turn, and they'll just fucking wear like shit.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
Just okay.
Um,
And good luck. And if by the slightest miracle or chance they work, you're not gonna
yep.
get them again.
Are blacks gone?
Yes.
Really?
All that shit's gone.
When did that happen?
When we went to black carpet.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. No, none of that white, gray, black. It's all gone.
It's all gone? Graylows? I can't get Graylows anymore?
Oh,
Wow. So
yeah,
sad.
all gone, kid.
So sad.
I mean, there's no one who's running it. Why would
Well,
you?
so here's the reality. I went through the garage. I found a lot of whites 12 scale tires, a lot of black 12 scale tire fronts. I have the market cornered on those right now. I
And
got a box, like, dude, tires, me and tires, I should every year have to just give away, light on fire, something. Dude, the amount of square feet of tires, whether it's off-road, I got slicks, I got pins, I got turf tires, I got carpet
Mike's
tires.
Tire City. Fucking, if
Bro,
I ain't got it, you don't need it.
exactly. Can someone tell me what I can do with these tires other than stick them up my ass?
I think
Because
you're up your ass, kid.
I also have the market cornered on if anyone needs a World GT foam body, whether it was the Sophia or whatever the other protoform body was,
Yeah.
I got the market cornered on those bitches.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Yeah, I also have very good bodies, the Brutali,
Oh
and
yeah.
some other very fine bodies made out, over the years.
That no one
I
knows
have
any.
the biggest Tupperware Gatorade, not Gatorade, but whatever it is, plastic container of bodies. I think if there's space in the car, those are going to come with me to the track tomorrow, and I am going to just leave them there. And that's one less bin of shit at my house.
So you're gonna litter.
I'm going to hope someone takes them.
uh, I think you could put those like maybe there's some STEM program that's looking for some donations in your area.
Maybe.
You
So
know, some school that getting into RC club.
yeah,
You
maybe.
know,
Yeah. I think I have other things I could donate to that, but
yeah.
it's either that or we use the Smasher. So the next bit of innovation I have is
Is
a
a
big
suitcase?
backpack,
Oh,
and
oh,
in the
this is
back
it.
in the backpack we have
Ooh, laptop.
$100 laptop, and we have a more than $100 decoder box,
Yeah, look at you.
and we have all the
Does
associated
this
like
decoder box work with like your transponders, or do you have
hell
to have like?
yes. It has the 4.4 firmware on it.
Okay,
All right.
all right.
Got the power. I got the crossover cable because we're going to do this via networking. I got the little dongle for the computer.
Have you set this up? Does it work?
I was broadcasting nothing on Monday.
Okay. Have you tried to see if it'll count a lap?
No, I haven't gone to the loop yet. That's tomorrow.
Okay. So the loop is already there?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to provide your own loop.
Nope.
Nice.
Already there. Got a new power strip for, the powers.
Yeah.
I have some manuals just in case. Like, here's
Yeah.
my decoder box manual.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's my generator manual.
All right.
And yeah, I think that's it. Got another Ethernet dongle.
So
I got
you're
some
all
other
set up to go
cables.
do your own practice and broadcast live on
Yep.
Live
And
RC.
on sidepiece.liverc.com.
All right. Well, good. Should be exciting. You don't have to worry. You're
There's
self-sufficient.
there's no IR nonsense. There's none of that bullshit. It's in a
Yeah.
nice big bag that's very padded.
You can go and practice whenever you want.
Yep. Get all the
And,
times.
get all the lap times.
Yep.
Look at
So
you. You're gonna be dialed.
that's the plan, baby. And other than like the slight mess I have to the left of me, which is my car in state of reassembly. Yeah, that's about it.
Good. Excited. Yeah, big new. I mean, like tomorrow. I mean, you're gonna try some stuff that we've been talking about and see what
Mhm.
gets to work. And that's you having that ability is gonna help. I think everyone,
I am here
and not only yourself.
for the brand.
Yeah, for
I'm a
the brand.
company man.
Yeah, for sure.
We've been doing this asphalt touring car racing with Awesomatics now for 10 years.
Hmm.
So we've seen some
Next month.
highs, we've seen some lows. All right.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
we'll figure it out. I ain't worried. And the hope is, like, this weekend, I'm running 8 scale
Off road.
off road. All right. Guess how many of those buggies are ready? Of 3, guess how many are ready?
1.
I don't even think 1. I would say 0. It has some
Okay.
broken parts on it.
Okay.
I have, I would say 1
I gave
ready.
you credit. He got me pretty impressed with that.
I have 1 that has run. It just
Yeah.
has 1 or 2 broken things on it that we got up.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And then I have basically a Miyako front end, middle end, back end. And I have 2 main plates, one that's nitro, one that's electric.
Uh-huh.
And I think I'll finish the electric one first.
Right.
And
That makes sense because you have a nitro car done.
Yeah.
You don't need 2 nitro cars.
Well, you never know with me. But
how about your tire game? How's that coming along?
I'm running a spec tire class, so it's fine.
They have a spec tire class?
Yeah, I already showed you guys. Like, this was the other day.
I didn't realize it was a spec tire class.
Oh, I signed up for a spec tire class, bro. I'm making this easy on myself.
Oh.
So it's TZO tires.
Okay.
All right. And it's their 601 compound.
So how do they spec these tires so everybody knows that everyone's running on the right stuff?
They're gonna sell you tires at the event.
Oh, and they're gonna be marked.
I assume. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't gone.
Got it.
Like, they had an open tire class for
Okay.
e-buggy and an open
right.
tire for nitro, and they had spec tire e-buggy, spec tire nitro. I'm running spec tire, baby.
Fuck
I don't
yeah.
want to deal with this.
Hell no.
All right. I got too many variables right now. I don't need them.
Dude, that blows my mind. If I could, that would be almost worth running 8 scale whatever as if there was just a spec tire.
Yeah.
I think this is the wave of the future. Do you?
I agree. I like spec tires.
I better be the biggest class.
Yeah.
Unless there's a lot of jerk offs with fucking spec
tire deals.
Tire deals, and you got to run their tires.
Dude, everyone who had an AKA tire deal doesn't have a tire deal. Everyone who had a Proline tire deal doesn't have a tire deal. The only tire deals that exist right now are some people at J Concept, Raw Speed, which I don't know if those work or not. TZO, I guess they work. They're a spec tire.
Hot Race, Matrix.
Yeah. Oh, Hot Race. That's a big one. Matrix. Those tires clearly don't work right now. At least not in America. Maybe in Europe they're kicking ass, but in America, at the
Right.
moment, they'll have to figure out what rubber and compound and whatever
Yeah.
else. I don't know shit about that. Um, but I don't need to know shit about that. We're getting into we're taking baby
Spec
steps
tires.
into
Spec
this
tires.
8 scale thing,
8 scale
and
spec tires. That's awesome.
yeah,
That's kind of
but
exciting.
yeah, and so
And you can't, yeah, and they're pre-built. You don't have to.
I don't have to build a thing, bro. They're already
There's no
mounted.
there's no trimming of inserts or anything stupid like
No,
that.
no,
Oh,
I think I might
nice.
have to punch a hole in the tire, but that's about it. It'll be fine.
Okay,
So
you got that.
yeah, I'll be good.
Yeah.
And I just need to go find a lighter and/or use my oven and let this diff bubble out. We're good to go.
Why do you
So
you actually bubble out the diffs?
I bubble out the diffs. Yep.
Yeah. I found that if you just keep heating it up, it just keeps bubbling. So I just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah. Well, I at least bubble it out a little bit. Maybe that makes them too weak. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
People might opine. Maybe I shouldn't. Like if I just feel this diff right now, like doing this, old
Yeah.
school,
Yeah.
and I feel it versus the one that came out of the car.
Feels thick.
Nope, they feel the
Oh.
same.
Oh. Okay. Well, spin it. That's why I gotta do it.
Well, all right. I can go put an end on it.
Uh,
Ba 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 da. This is really rich and compelling TV here.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And that's the other thing too, is like if you heat it up and let it, kind of ooze out, then
It's going to be
problem is,
less.
well, you gotta cool it because now it's hot, so it's thin.
Hmm?
So then it's hard to get, actual numbers. So then you
Yeah,
gotta cool
well,
it back down. It's just kind of a pain.
all right,
So
here we go. Just got to
anyway,
get this pin in here. That itself is a pain.
that can be a little cumbersome. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's usually bad the first time you build it, and then after that, it's usually pretty good.
uh, Well, I
That's
can
my.
definitely say that the 800R has caused me to poke about 4 holes in my hand. So,
Oh
um,
yeah, that
yeah.
sounds like the A12 dampener. The A12 dampener. I had what I used to call A12 thumb
Oh
because
yeah.
that thing banged me out so hard, bro. Anyway, all
Oh,
right.
I
So we're
got those down
spinning.
pretty easy, pretty quick.
Yeah,
I got
that
techniques.
you're the only guy in the world. All right,
Yeah, like
so
I can build one with O-rings in probably less than 5 minutes.
this dampener, mind you, maybe it's not full enough. I could open it up, add
It's a
more.
diff, but
I'm sorry, this I've been using dampeners only. Sorry.
yeah.
This one reads on my machine. It reads 175,
Okay.
and this guy that I had been running reads it reads 210.
I would just build it and run it. Simple. You don't have to do
Well,
anything.
my goal is to run the thing that's been in the car
Yeah, but what I'm
first.
saying is the new one, like you don't even have to go heat it up or burp it or whatever. Just bolt it
All
together
right,
and send it.
I'll be lazy. I won't do that. Because at least I can tell you that it's lighter than the thing that I have,
Yeah,
and so that's good
that's all
enough.
you. That's really what you need.
I need something lighter.
Yep,
That's all,
for
just in
sure.
case. Um, Mind you, with Pacific Northwest Santa Claus dropping this off, I have more things to test. So who knows the diff? Like if the car runs well, dude, the diff is not going in the car.
So what
Let's
time
be
it get dark
serious.
there now? Like 8, 9?
About 8 o'clock. Like if I really tried, I could go to the track now. The car's not
Finish
done.
show, folks.
Yeah. The car's not done. Um, so the plan was to go tomorrow to give myself kind of the most time. Its ambient temperature will be about 7 to 10 degrees warmer tomorrow.
Okay.
So we might hit like high 60s.
Ooh.
And so yeah,
What
I
about
thought
rain? Rain? No rain?
no,
Rain?
it's good right now. So like the
Good.
next few
Okay.
days is good. And
Okay.
so hell, this weekend it's going to be in the 70s. So like
Nice.
yeah,
Look at you.
I almost kind of want to skip the nitro event, but
Yeah.
I kind of have a hotel and I have other people know that I'm coming,
You got yourself
and
a pit person lined up?
We'll find it. We'll figure that one out. I think I found some people that like running electric. If
Oh,
you know what I mean.
okay.
So, oh, you guys aren't running nitro? All right, cool. Could you stand here for a few minutes? I'll buy you dinner. Thanks.
All right.
That's the hope. So
Okay.
hopefully they don't watch this show.
So you don't have to buy him dinner.
No, I'll buy them dinner. You're evil. Anyway, so you don't have to buy them dinner. That's fucked up, bro. Anyway,
Oh, I know
but yeah, so
how cheap
that's
you are.
come on, son. So that's the plan, and yeah, we'll go from there. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be broadcasting. Live RC. I'm on the Live RC 14-day trial account right now,
Ooh.
and after that time, you have to spend $40 a month to make that stuff work.
You can just go month to month, turn it off when you don't need it.
Yeah, the $40 is the month-to-month style. So
Yeah.
the other thing I was talking with Adam Brown, aka the infamous Syndrome on the internet,
Yeah.
and we were talking about how I could best run his Hot Lap Pro, and instead of putting it on like a little fancy embedded device, the real thought is I just run it on a Mac laptop, which is what he does for development anyway.
Yeah.
And I can do that. I have one, so that might be the other angle as we try to run Hot Lap Pro
Gotcha.
at a future event. But I wanted to just do something quick,
Mm-hmm.
get some times.
Yeah.
Like honestly, a lot of the time you don't need lap times. You need lap times when you're trying to find the next 10th or two. You don't need lap times when you're like, I can tell you this car ain't turning.
Yeah.
You don't need a counter. You don't need anything. You can tell. It
Yeah.
helps if there's another car on the track, and if you know
Yeah.
that they're faster or you know that they're slower. That always helps. But for the most part, if you've been doing this for a little while, you got a sense of like, I need it to do this. I need it to do that.
Right.
So, yeah,
So you think there'll be guys there tomorrow will help you clear off the track and run and
hopefully, you
good.
know,
Yeah. All
if
right.
if not, I have my own leaf blower. I'll just be hitting it with the leaf blower.
All right.
We'll go from there.
Cool.
So.
Exciting.
Yeah, but Pro 10, I think it has the possibility. We tried to get me into the Pro 10 class at Bakersfield. There was an opening.
Did you get
Um,
in?
well, they would let me in, but I have to drop a class, and I
What?
maybe you can put a call in for me, kid. They said
What's up with this?
sorry. Oh, I don't know, dude. Everyone wants to go there. Everyone wants to run. They are like, it's like going to Disney, bro. You
Yeah.
know,
Hey, I was
everyone
just
wants to
there
run.
Sunday.
I bet you were. That's why I
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you know, it- there
So you can
maybe
only run so many classes. Why don't you like what's the other class you're on? Stock?
super stock. I already bought tires, bro. I already bought tires,
So
so
what does that
I
have to
don't
do?
need that many tires. Like,
You have tires. Like
no, no,
you
no,
already have a lot of tires. This is just adding to your collection of tires we were
no,
talking about.
Mangler, no, bad Mangler, bad. I'm already all set. I have my allotment of practice tires for each car.
All right.
I got my allotment. They're only letting us run four. Well, actually, hold on. Not only I get to run 4 race tires. I think it's 4 including mains, but anyway. So 8 plus some practice sets, bro. I don't need to be sitting on this many tires. All right.
What tires are these?
I have Team Powers 36s.
Ooh, okay. Hopefully those are good.
They were when I was there in January or February, whenever the hell I was there.
I thought you ran Solaris.
I did.
Oh,
And then I put some Team Powers 36s on. It,
and
it
much
wasn't hot
more
enough for the
bueno.
Solaris. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'll bring some Solarises with me. We'll see if they're good or not. They might be the bee's knees. I don't know. I think it just needs to be hotter, dude. When we were there, it was just like this weather
Yeah, it
on
was like
Sunday.
40.
Yeah, it was 40 degrees out, bro. It
Yeah.
was ridiculous. Yeah. What I can tell you is that new Automatics California jacket works really good in the super cold conditions.
Yeah.
So
You were rocking it this weekend?
oh yeah, we'll have to get more of those soon. But
right.
gotta work on that. They're coming from Great Britain, so we gotta try to do this like smarter next time.
Got it.
But
Well,
yeah.
good.
Anyway, that's the haps over here. I got to finish building this thing, and then do some other setup changes, and bada bing, bada boom, be ready for tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I'll just be building an 8 scale until I go to the track.
Okay.
That's kind of what will be happening.
Good.
So anyway, that's all I got. How about you, Mangler? When are you running?
Not this weekend, but next will be the final state race of the year, plus the Nationals warm up down in Coral Springs. So I'll be down there Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Oh wow,
and yeah.
that's a lot of expectations.
Well,
Um, are you going to show up? When are you actually arriving?
Friday morning.
Friday morning.
Yep.
Do you have
Oh
any?
no, Thursday night, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Thursday night, can you and Furman show up and spray that track?
I got no
I don't.
control over that.
No. All you got to do is plan. I don't want to hear nothing about how this track was junk, blah, blah, blah. Like, I will lose my mind if I have to hear more about, like, this, that, whatever else.
I don't have control over who if Furman shows up and sprays the track.
Just hit him up, man. Furman. All right. Let's make this thing happen.
All right.
And I was hoping you would be, like crazy enough to be like, yo, I'm going down Friday this week. Let's go.
I got plans.
Dude, this new like relationship Mangler is really just it's
Hey,
getting
hey,
in the
hey, hey.
way
No, it's not.
of our. I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm
no.
kidding.
No, look,
I'm gonna get hate mail.
yeah. You need balance. Yeah, she
Ooh,
has your number now, dickhead.
I know. Confucius say. Yeah. Hold on. What's that? What's that thing? Yeah, it's about to come in. Anyway, yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you.
You need balance. That's all there is
Yeah,
to it.
balance
And
is good. Lap times right now though are better.
well, they could be better. Yes, that'd be.
Yeah.
But I did hear some news over the weekend, and well, there's two things that are actually kind of exciting. So I guess Heroes is going to make the track bigger. News to
How are they
me.
going to do that?
Like I don't. They're gonna
Are
make
they
it
going to put
longer.
more of a slurry on the track?
Yeah, they're gonna slurry it up some more and
Yep.
make it longer. So that should
Longer.
be yeah, that should be kind of cool.
Okay.
And then it looks like sometime in May, Arcadia or Nuggets Raceway Ranch will
Hmm.
be done from the repave.
That's great.
So that'd be a great place to go do some
Now,
testing.
where is that in relation to like other things in Florida? Where's
Um,
Arcadia?
so it's kind of between, let's just say, if you drew a diagonal line a little
Hmm.
bit, southeast of Tampa,
Okay.
to Sebring, it's kind of
Okay, so
between Sebring.
it's Central Florida. That's all.
Well, it's still more west central.
Okay.
So it's like 45 minutes from Sarasota,
Okay.
east. Um,
All right.
yeah, so it's more like a west central. But yeah, it's a little bit north. It's northeast or northwest of Sebring. So
Okay.
if I remember
Works.
correct, I could be wrong on that saying that.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody will
that's fine.
correct me, but that's kind of what it's at. And so, yeah, it's a little bit more. Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of nowhere. It's literally in a cow field,
That's fine.
literally, like just
That's how you get cheap land, bro. That's good.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, but yeah, that should be done here. So that could give some opportunity to do some testing at a track that's just massive, right? I mean, it's a gas track, so.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll learn anything useful at a massive track unless that's what you run at all the time. That's my feeling.
Eh,
You'll get high speed capabilities in, but
it's fun.
yeah. I'm not saying it isn't. It's all fun and games until you rip an arm off, or you rip the whole left side of the car off. Then
Uh,
it's less fun.
Yeah, but usually there's some, there's room,
Yeah,
you
room to
know.
operate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's lots of room for activities, so
Okay. I
which
like
is good.
activities.
Yeah.
All right. I also possibly by the end of the week, there will be uh, Fat Jesus's daddy might be a Florida homeowner. So I might become more seen in Florida even too.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll see.
What
Um,
coast?
there it's that New Smyrna Beach,
Oh, okay.
East
Yeah,
Coast side. But
Daytona area. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see what happens.
You'll hook it up in Flagler.
Yeah.
Your Florida man.
Florida man.
Oh, by the way, it was, how like last week we talked about the film festival and you're like,
Yes.
Florida man's gonna show up.
Uh-huh.
So the actual theme this year
I
for the
saw it was
con
Florida man.
was Florida man,
Mhm.
and with the logo and everything, it was rather entertaining.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I
Yeah.
got a T-shirt.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think we solved world peace.
Nope,
Um,
not even close.
but I do think we showed how you know, things that were old can be new again. I gotta say, I really like the look of the Pro 10 going around the track.
Yeah.
Um, I just want to get it to the point where it feels racy, and
Hmm.
then I'll feel confident to say, all right, well, I'll drop out a you know 13.5 or 17.5 touring car and I'll run that instead. I don't feel like I'm at the point where it's racy. So, it would just be a class where you're like circulating. I don't like
Yeah.
circulating. I like,
Okay.
putting it in there.
All right.
So, we'll see. But it should be
Well,
fun
I would bring
nonetheless.
it with you because if they still don't fill the class,
I would just sign up as Jack Me Hoffer or
yeah,
something like that.
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Sounds good. I mean,
Or
you and
have someone
Jack,
who signed up for two classes or only one class, have them sign up, and I'll just, I'll run the car.
right?
That feels like legit, right?
Kind of.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. And who knows? There could be more and more Pro 10s like hitting the track. Um, someone picked up a Phoenix car locally this week,
Okay.
so I'm assuming somebody's going to be building something, and we'll see what happens from there.
Cool.
But yeah, that's it.
That's the
Two
show, kids.
235 excitement.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
The guys at Bakerfield are also running. They're running 17.5. So like I would have to, it's not like I don't have a 17.5 motor, but it's just like even more things I don't know anything about yet. So it's just like, oh,
Just ask them; they'll tell you.
yeah, probably. So
Larry
we'll see.
Ruby, I think, is probably running it. He's a good guy. He's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So I don't know. Everyone seemed too nice down there when I was there. So kind of can't wait to go back and I know you guys will be having fun down over at Coral Springs.
Oh
But
yeah,
me and the West Side connection will be over holding it down in Bakersfield, and
good deal.
so we'll see what that's all about.
We
Um,
will. The notes will come 3 hours delayed.
Something like that. Who knows? Who knows who'll be on the track first? All right, these guys in Bakersfield, they weren't fucking around. Like they had the track prepped before 8 o'clock. When I
Hmm.
went there in January, February. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised. We might be on the track before you guys are on the track in Florida.
it could be.
So
Depends on if they actually spray it or not. So,
hmm yeah. So
all right.
let's hope for the best. Um, but yeah, and then so next week I assume we'll have some interesting content. We can talk 800R. We
Hmm.
could talk about me failing at something with 8 scale or everything at 8 scale.
Yeah.
And are you
Get some
guys
video.
going? Yeah, yeah. Are you guys going to what? Anything you can share? Anything that you're doing fancy? Nothing you can
No,
share.
nothing fancy. Just neighborhood parties.
Uh huh.
Things like
All
that.
right. Maybe
If
we
the
can have you doing like a beer bong or something like that. A
Well,
funnel.
I
That could be pretty
feel, and
good.
I'm probably wrong in saying this, but for some reason I have a feeling we might end up like at a bounce place.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
So they got like trampolines and ball pits and shit, and
Oh, we need to see that.
maybe I don't know.
hmm
This
Can
is
you
just spec. This is purely speculative on my part.
can you bring the unitard,
No,
the singlet?
no,
That would be amazing.
no, it wouldn't.
Bro, you bouncing up and down on a trampoline in the singlet? Ooh, that would be fire, bro.
I'm a solid thick. I'm not like sloppy. So there's not necessarily a lot of movement.
Bro, there'll be enough movement, trust me.
Oh, well, there is that, but
All right. Anyway, we're clear. We were at 15, now we're at 14. I started talking about that. Everyone's like, "Oh God, I gotta go."
yeah, yep.
But yeah. So I don't know. Interesting little situation heading forth. I hope this lap counter thing works. If it doesn't, I'll struggle through without lap times. But just trying to get something going. And
I'm sure there'll be somebody there. You can just get a stopwatch.
I hope not.
Okay.
But we'll figure something out nonetheless.
All right.
Anyway,
Good.
so
Good deal.
that's the story. Wow, did you know Lucas Urbane? He has 1,891 friends on Facebook. That's a lot of friends.
He's popular.
Yeah,
More so than us.
that is a lot of friends. I'm impressed by that number.
Okay.
I only have 694. That's okay. I understand why.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, oh, we could talk about the F1 race. We did marginally. You want to guess who's gonna be on pole position?
This weekend?
Yeah,
Max.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
You
Well,
think Mercedes has got
hold
it?
on. Does sprint
Oh,
what determines pole right now? I don't know anymore.
sprint.
So the finishing order of sprint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about what will determine the pole for the sprint, because that's actually like the one time they qualify, right?
Mm.
So
Yeah, I don't know quite. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into the format. I can't give you a definitive answer on
I
how that's all gonna
if
work.
that's what they did last year. So I think top 3 there will be a Williams. I think they have no drag and they're just going to be like right down that straightaway. That's
Yeah.
like a billion miles long. I don't know if they can pull it off in the corners. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, Albon looked good till his shit blew up
Mhm.
in Australia. So
Yeah. So I think it could be, but I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Who do you think is going to win the race?
Max.
Okay, I'm going to at least say Alonso. Yeah,
I mean, he
I don't know.
could.
Yeah.
I think he'd have to. I think it's going to take a Red Bull failure.
Oh, probably.
I mean, if anyone's got a better chance, I mean, the second best chance would probably necessarily be Checo because he does well at street courses and
Yep.
yeah. So
Yeah. Now, if anyone is playing Grid Rival and has a fantasy league, all right, what I would say, and they just popped up something about sprint qualifying, blah blah blah. What I would say is the real choice is you go for Lance Stroll getting double points, which is this star driver. So whatever
yeah.
point allotment he gets double. The first weekend out,
Okay.
I was able to do Alonso as my double points driver, and he
Yeah.
banged it out.
Right.
But I think this could be a big one. We'll see.
Why can't you make
Um,
it Max or Checo?
they're too good, so they don't let you have double points. They only had it like on guys who hadn't
Oh,
like been top X something
I mean,
in the points.
I think if you want a good like that kind of guy, I think Hulkenberg would be a decent
Nope,
pick.
didn't work.
Didn't work.
Nope, not at all.
Maybe an Ocon.
Garbage. Yep. Nope. Nope. Right now, my gutter. I have a few guys who are in here just for like one race stints
Yeah.
because they only let you keep people for so long. You can pick 1 to 5 weeks, and I had some people roll off, and so I had to add. I put Logan Sargent in one of my leagues just because he was cheap, and then in another league, again I put Logan Sargent and K Mag in for 1 week
Yeah.
because you kind of just need to throw somebody in there, and you can't
Right.
use the guy again. And I got K Mag on another one. I got him in for 2 weeks, just because he was cheap. I think.
Well,
But yeah,
Albon would be a better choice than Sargent.
sure, but he's super expensive.
Oh, he really is, huh?
Well, yeah, different people have different prices to them.
How about like
Um,
Valtteri?
he's mega expensive, and he's doing terrible. So no one
Yeah, I
wants him.
know. Yeah.
He's dead.
How about
Um,
Joe?
I don't know. We can look at Grid Rival next time.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. Should be exciting. Um,
I
and
mean, it's been so long. It's been for like 4 weeks, dude. Like,
yeah,
come on. Like,
mhm, yeah, let's go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And but otherwise, hopefully, hopefully tomorrow works, and hopefully some of my setup things work, and we go from there. So,
yep.
all right,
All
dude.
right. Yep.
Mangler,
We're
as
out.
always, it's fun,
Thank you, sir.
and we'll test all the things, including these little shiny doodads, and
Good.
report back.
All right. Cool.
All right. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We
Yeah.
appreciate all the comments. There wasn't that many comments this race or this episode. I guess we weren't controversial enough. So
No.
maybe next time we'll have to talk about like terrible tires
Yep.
or bodies that we don't know why they're making when the rules go away in 7 months from now, or
Yep.
whatever. We'll talk about all those things next time.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good. Later.
Bye bye.
Bye.